Hello, everybody. This is Carol from Friendly Quail. It's Tuesday, and it's 2025, and it's my first Try Something New Tuesday of the year. I took a break during Christmas time, and had a really nice Christmas, and I hope you all did too, or whatever you celebrate. And I'm going to try something new that I saw on Angie Garcia Art, and what she did was paper clips where she made wire on the top and she put a picture on it. Now, she used rusty wire. I tried a couple of different things. I didn't put paper clips on these. I was using this rusty wire that was just something I had around, and it didn't work very well. It was just too thick. Now, if this sticks out of the top of your book, then that thickness doesn't really matter that much, but I just, this was too high, too big a gauge. But I used some different things that I could put in the middle, and then I tried some with smaller gauge wire, and I had some 26 gauge and some 24 gauge, and I actually like the 24 gauge a little bit better. Just to give you this is a reference, I guess. This is floral wire. That is 24 gauge. So I went around 3 times. I'll be showing you that in a little bit. This, and it hasn't been shined up yet, but this is 24 gauge, and I like it a little bit better. It shows up a little bit more. Well, the color also makes a difference. But I used this for the glaze. Now, Angie Garcia used resin. And so if you have UV resin and you like using things like that, great, that's fine, use that. I think that this would be a lot like Glossy Accents as well. It's a water-based dimensional adhesive. So I did use this, and I've had this for years. I've only used it for a couple of things, and it still was really good. Wasn't dried up or anything. So I have a few done ahead because I need to let the glue dry. I'll show you when I put the wire onto the card, and then I can go on to the next step. So I had to have some ready to go. Now I'm going to show you how I did the wire, and I also used some of this type of thing. This is Tim Holtz, and it's like a mini, what did he call those? They're almost like little bookmarks or something, but that's it. So I'm going to, these are only 2 inches thick, and I'm using a 2-inch punch to make a circle. So I am going to punch a couple of those. I also used, you could use the strips that look like little photo booth things. You could cut some out of there. That works. And any cardstock type paper would work. I didn't do it with anything less than that. This was the middle of when I made the frames out of washi tape. So I'm going to put that in. Kind of small. And cut that one for doing. So get yourself some shapes and whatever, you know, whatever you like. I think that one I'm going to do like that. And I'm not going to do all of these. I'm just wanted to show you I did cut some things out. And I'm going to put some of the wire on here. And you'll see this one here. I put wire on, but I didn't cut off the edges. So I thought I'm going to try that. I haven't done that. And I think that would look really neat. Now, once you get the wire on and you've got it all dry, if it sticks out a little bit because your wire didn't quite fit on it, you can leave it on. This one, I left it on, and I think it looks fine. If you don't like it, you can cut it off. So technically, I should have probably showed you this once I glued the wire on the other ones. But I'll just make a couple of the wire circles. Now, this one's an oval shape. I got to the end of the paper, to one of those book strips from Tim Holtz, and I didn't quite get a whole circle. So I did kind of cut some off and make it an oval. This one's an oval. You could do lots of different things, but it's much easier to use the lower gauge wire. I would say I prefer the 24 to the 26. It's just a little bit thicker. So let me get some of this off, and you can see this. It's coming off almost in the right size circle. Let's see what's here. Yeah, it's just a little bit, it's a little bit smaller. But I'm going to take 1, 2, 3. I'm going to just cut myself off a piece of wire. And I'm cutting it about 12 inches. And it depends on if you want to go around twice or 3 times. This would actually probably go 3. And you just start to make a circle. And I'm just holding it like this. It's not a perfect circle, but I want to see if this circle would be about the right size. And yes, it would. It's almost as big as the paper if I have it just like this. So I'm going to hang on to this, and I'm going to go around a couple more times. Now you can try to, you know, leave it kind of off. You can kind of line them up, whatever you want to do. But I'm just kind of going around 3 times, and this is what it looks like. See if I'm on camera with that. Yeah. So you can see it's a little bit off. Now, what I'm going to do is take one of the ends, either the beginning or the end or both, and I'm just going to wrap it around. And with this gauge, you can do it with your hands. It's very easy to do. Okay, so I've got that wrapped around, and then I'm going to just cut this extra piece off. Now, I did go around 3 times with this. I'm cutting the ends off. Remember, if you're using something like this to cut your wire, either use safety glasses or close your eyes when you're cutting, because you do not want that flying up and getting into your eye. So this is going to go, I think, on this one. Or maybe I'll do this one. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to do one more. This is kind of an orangey wire. Again, I'm going to cut off, somewhere around 12 inches or so. This I got in with some craft things at a thrift store. but it's pretty much like 4 gauge. So in other words, like florist wire. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to let that a little bit off, kind of, and wind the end around over the other end so that you're catching both. And then I'm going to cut the excess off. Now, to put these on, whoops, I got it too small. I cut it too small. It snuck out on me. You do need to catch that. But you're also going to be gluing, so I'll just wind the end of that one around a little. Okay. So now I have a circle. Now when I put them on, I'm using art glitter glue because it dries pretty fast. I think you could use anything if you leave it sit for a while because you do have to put some clamps on it. But what I like about this is it dries clear, so anything that isn't hanging onto the wire won't really show. Plus, you're also going to be putting that glaze on there. So now I'm going to put this on here, but I can't just leave it that way because it's not perfectly round. It's kind of wobbling, wonky, whatever. So I'm going to use a couple of clamps just over the edges to hold it on. And if you have enough glue on, it's going to grab it. Now, art glitter glue does dry kind of fast, so it won't take super long for that to happen. This was a piece of Tim Holtz ephemera. It was already a circle. So I didn't even have to cut that one. That was just in my ephemera stuff. Now, I don't have any resin. And she said, you know, try it with such and such, the other stuff, the glaze, like glossy accents. Well, I happen to have this Diamond Glaze, so that's what I used. Okay. I am going to put some little clamps on here to hold that in place while it dries. And it, like I said, doesn't take too long with this kind of glue. Okay, and just make sure that you're kind of doing that because you are going to be pouring that glossy accents in, and you want this held down so that it doesn't leak out around the edges. So I'm just going to put these aside, and I'm going to put some glossy accents on a couple of these so you can see what that looks like. Now this is the one I ended up cutting that extra off, so it's a sort of an egg shape almost, but it's fine, and it depends on what you're going to use them for at the end. Let me get my pin back in my art glitter glue. Okay, now this is like I said, Diamond Glaze, and what I did is I sort of made a circle kind of and started in the middle, and I made sure I wasn't getting bubbles in it. If there's a bubble, I kind of broke it. And I got one in there. Might have to use something else. And I just kind of poured this on so it was filling in. I'm going to slant it a little, slide it like around like this a little bit. to fill in the spaces. It's not wanting to do it. Let me see. I have to grab something. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this and help it around. This is a chopstick, actually. I'm going through and cleaning stuff out. I've got some things laying on my desk that normally are put away. There's a bubble and I'm trying to get it out. Maybe a pin would help. Not that it's horrible if you have a bubble, but it just kind of doesn't work the best. Let's see. It does not want to break. And there's another one right here. If nothing else, I'm going to get it to the side. Oh, that one I got it. Now I got it, both of them. So you can see that this is kind of cloudy on here. Now I am going to let that dry. This is what it looks like up close. I'm going to let this dry. And I'm not going to touch it until it dries. And it might take overnight. But you just put it aside where you're not going to bump it or anything like that. Okay. I'm going to do another one. Maybe I'll start on here so I get that bubble out of there. A toothpick would work for that too, to kind of get it to the edges, because I do want to make sure I get it all the way to the edges. And I'm picking it up and I'm looking. I tilted a little to the side because there was a little gap on one part over there. And it does flow. So I'm going to let that to dry. And that's what you do. You just fill it in with your glaze. Glossy Accents, Diamond Dust this is, or use resin. You can make it thin. You don't need it super thick. The thicker it is, the longer it takes to dry. So I'm just going to put these things aside now. And that's all you have to do. Now you wait until it's dry. Now you can just put these on a page. Just glue it on a page, or you could put it on an altered like a hidden paper clip or something like that. But you can also use some fabric and make yourself a little snippet and put that on. Now I just grabbed a couple pieces of fabric so I could show you. I'm going to put a little bit of Fabri-Tac on there. I have a little lace here. That's going to go next. I have another piece of fabric. Put a little glue on it. It doesn't have to be glued down all the way around. Now you could just, this is how you make a little snippet for putting on a page. Now I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac on here. And put that right on that snippet. Again, perhaps I would need to use a clamp or something, but I think it'll get pretty good. Because as long as you have this glued together, putting something like that, putting your dry thing on, it should hold. So then you could use that on a page to decorate it. I'm going to do one more. Now I had, here, this is another one. This was the one that that I used. These were the leftovers from when I made the frames out of washi tape. It was one of my Try Something New Tuesdays. So you can use these any way you want. You could put it on as a closure on an envelope. You could put it, you know, don't put it on the fabric and just glue it so you can tuck the end of the envelope on it. I'm going to try using these in various ways in upcoming videos when I'm working on a journal and see some different ways I can use them. But this is something that I could use for a page decoration. So that's it. That's the type of thing we're making. You can do whatever you want. I would recommend that minimum, though, you have the, here now, see, I can take this off and it's ready to go. That you would have a few minutes in between for that glue to dry, and then you can just start putting the glaze in there, and that'll work out great. And there you go. It's really easy, and I love the way it looks. I'm going to keep making them. So I hope you try it too. And welcome back to Try Something New Tuesday for 2025. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember to always do something you love every day. It's the secret to happiness. Bye.